to the Back to the T drop, where we break down the best and worst of wrestling every single week with zero soft behavior. Tonight, Friday SmackDown. I almost said tonight. Friday SmackDown, a wild blend of WarGames chaos, continuing tournament twists, a surprise return, and Drew McIntyre pulling a straight up move from The Rock's playbook. Let's get into it. We open the show with a long recap of the men's WarGames build up to Raw of that same week, including the seismic return of Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns in that show. The stakes of WarGames are officially massive at this point. Men's WarGames is set up at this point. We go straight in the ring with the vision, with a promo from Paul Heyman, laying out his vision, quote unquote, for WarGames. 5 heroes being crushed by each member of his team. And he puts up an image on the screen. He name drops Logan Paul, who says he has a lot to say. But right on cue, you hear the Usos interrupt Paul Heyman. Jey Uso cuts him off and says they're here to take out the Vision. Heyman fires back saying Jey just ticked off Logan Paul. Then Heyman says the most Heyman thing imaginable. He takes credit for building the bloodline, reminding the Usos that he taught them lesson number 1. The numbers game always wins. The Usos answers, "We are not alone." Cue Cody Rhodes music. Yes, I am still streaming. The crowd goes crazy. You hear Cody Rhodes music, everyone doing the usual whoa and everything. But Cody never makes it to the ring. And that's when we cut backstage to see Drew McIntyre attacking Cody inside his own turbos. Talk about a playback. Taking the playbook from The Rock. Cody should just burn his bus at this point because it's just bad moments with other wrestlers. He gets attacked by The Rock. He gets attacked by Kevin Owens. And now Drew McIntyre. That bus is cursed. He needs to get a new bus. Drew hops off the bus screaming, "See you at WarGames," and drives off like he's a GTA NPC, and Cody's left laid out. Bloodied and everything. Drew is suspended. He is suspended from SmackDown. But if Heyman had him assault Cody outside the arena, technically, he didn't violate the suspension. Heyman playing Heyman things, as always. Paul Heyman playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers from Dollar Tree. Typical Paul Heyman. Brilliant. Anyway, that segment finishes, and we go to the continuation of a new match. Oh, it wasn't. Sorry, I thought it was the last time. It's actually a U.S. title match between Ilya Dragunov and J.D. McDonough, continuing Dragunov's U.S. Open Challenge. And this week, J.D. McDonough from Raw answers, which is crazy. J.D. did a good match, but the fact that they had to get someone from Raw, are they out of people from SmackDown? J.D. McDonough once again proves that he is Raw's no bad matches guy, just like Gunther used to be for SmackDown. The match was insane, rolling Germans, Spanish fly, moonsault counters, hard strikes, constant near falls. Dragunov eventually hits the Torpedo Moscow to an H-bomb, retaining the U.S. title. Which is great, but this U.S. Open Challenge is becoming a little dragged. How long are we going to do it? And because the fact that they're bringing people from Raw to challenge him, it's crazy. There's a lot of people left on SmackDown. They just got to do the build-up. Maybe they don't need the Open Challenge. Maybe they should just start using storyline. But they're just, because it's the U.S. title, they're using what Cena used to do, which worked for Cena. Doesn't necessarily mean it'll work for everyone. Hopefully they end it. I really do. Because Dragunov deserves a storytelling. We know Dragunov is a good wrestler. He's a really great wrestler. He's very technical. He's really good in everything he does. So now he just deserves a good storyline. So hopefully they give it to him. We kill this open title. I know there's little hints of him maybe facing DIY and mostly Champa. They even threw in there backstage a little tease with Tamatanga. Maybe we'll get an NXT call up going against him soon. Hopefully. I think we should end the open challenge, but that's me. Nets. We get a recap of the Rhea versus Charlotte unstable relationship on our way to the women's WarGames. And we see them backstage, and they start what looks like a sit down between Charlotte and Rhea, which they're basically going to sit down and talk things out. You see the rest of the group leave, and we leave it to them, and they're going to get into a conversation, continuing the storyline of can they work together, and can they ease this tension between them right before WarGames. Who's better than Ricochet and the mic? Let me know. Right, so saying better on the mic than Ricochet ever will be. Maybe. Alright. Next segment after that one. The men's WarGames build-up continues with Heyman and Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis confronts Heyman and says Aldis reminds Heyman that Drew is suspended. But Heyman being Heyman and using his lawyer tactics, he says he wasn't in the arena, therefore no suspension violation. This dude is crazy, and good for him. Then Paul Heyman guarantees the Vision will crush the 5 men at WarGames. But there's your explanation of why it worked storyline. This build is working out pretty well for WarGames. It's doing pretty well, and I like how they use Heyman is using these technicalities to give reason of how McIntyre is working, and it's great. It doesn't create loopholes or anything. Heyman knows what he's doing, so it's good that it's probably the only reason why they keep using Heyman in the WarGames storyline, because he's probably the only one that can make a reason of why 5 randos can work together. But anyway, we are back to the Last Time Is Now tournament. Now we're doing the Last Time Is Now. So after that, we get Bronson Reed coming to the ring, and he's facing Carmelo Hayes in the Last Time Is Now tournament. The match was fire. It was a great match. It was one of the top matches of that night. The crowd was very hot for Carmelo Hayes, which great. Finally, they need to put Carmelo Hayes more out there and continue that heat. Don't give him this moment and then cool him off. Hopefully it goes well for him in the next couple weeks. The Vision eventually throughout this match interferes because Carmelo Hayes was gaining momentum. Logan Paul shows up. Breaker tries to spear Melo. And then you hear Jey Uso running in. But then eventually Cody Rhodes shows up, even after being attacked, hits a crossroads to Bronson Reed when no one's looking. Carmelo wins by countout after the crossroads. Not clean, but the right call for this match. It was good. Let's be real. Carmelo Hayes needs this win more than Bronson Reed right now. He's the only one that can gain good momentum from this tournament, and I am hoping he goes to the final and goes against John Cena. I think out of everyone that's left, besides maybe LA Knight, he is the only one that I feel deserves to get built up by John Cena in his last match, which it was conversation in weeks prior, but it cooled off because they didn't see him as much. But hopefully this tournament does it for him. Carmelo was doing amazing with all his moves. He did not miss in this match at all. So hopefully he gets the opportunity with Cena. Cody, after the match, takes the mic, though, and says the following. Drew McIntyre, I said I was done with you, and now I don't want to be done at all. And your friend Bronson, you probably You are probably the best in that group, but you won't figure it out until you're looking up at the lights. Braun Breaker, where he at? Historically speaking, an ass is never better than a rose. I don't know what that means, but okay. Logan Paul, get your drone out, do a flip. None of us care. And Brock Lesnar, don't forget the last person who beat you here was me. And not once, but twice. Mr. Heyman, and then he goes to Paul Heyman, looks at Paul Heyman. Mr. Heyman, look at me. If I learned anything from that WrestleMania photo that he showed, I guess, earlier in this night, you represent every one of those guys on screen. You know what I discovered? Our relationship, you build them, and I'll beat them. WarGames, the match beyond, is not just a match, it's my damn birthright. And I'll see you at San Diego. And then his music hits and they end the segment. A Steiner is never better than a rose. Oh. Well, there you go, right? You say explain to me what he meant by that. He's saying a Steiner is never better than a rose. Thank you. Maybe I misheard the quote. Appreciate it. So they basically ended it in a positive note for the faces of this match. So we're getting a classic WarGames faces versus heels. Will CM Punk betray Rhodes because he's a Paul Heyman guy, or will someone else in that group betray, or will it be the other way? Who knows? We'll hopefully find out next week. Meanwhile, backstage, Chelsea Green hides from Julia and Kiara James, but then she pops out bragging that she is the greatest champion of all time. Out of nowhere, Jade Cargill appears, and Chelsea immediately regrets those life choices based on her face. Julia's lurking too, but basically they both talk about who is the best. I don't know what this is leading up to, but it's basically two champs saying they're the best, which I don't know. Jade Cargill's been a hit or miss. Chelsea Green's been entertaining. Her matches are good, but they did whatever with her with the title previously. So are they the greatest of all time? Obviously not. There's so many people in the women's division currently and before that are way above them. And they haven't earned that title yet. So the fact that they said that was wild. But anyway, let's move to one of the things that hopefully gets moved to SmackDown, but it won't because it probably was pre-recorded by now. Sami Zayn and his team cut an old school Survivor Series style promo with a straight up old school feeling, thanking their opponents for bringing out the personas of each of their members so they can take these guys out next week. They said they want to take down the MFTs, which begs the question, why is this match not in Survivor Series? It's made for that event, but it's not happening. They even have the old Tet Survivor Series logos, and they're not having it on Survivor Series. This could, for all we care, this could have been the opening, or maybe a mid in the middle kind of match, but it didn't. It's not happening. They're gonna have this in SmackDown next week, and even though they did a decent promo, it is what it is. Anyway, moving on, DIY versus Fraxium. Very straightforward match, exactly what you expected. High-speed maneuvering from these two teams, chemistry, and so forth. But eventually, Candice LeRae was at ringside with DIY and was part of the involvement. Axiom loses after LeRae pulls off his mask, Axiom's mask, giving Gargano a roll-up win, helping him to get a roll-up win. And they stole his mask and they had to cover his face quickly so no one sees Axiom's mask. The match was okay, yeah. That's a continuation of the Last Time Is Now tournament between Balor and Penta. Very good packed action match. Sling blades, super kicks, muscle busters, destroyers. All you expect from these two. Penta ends up hitting a running Canadian destroyer and pins Balor clean. Big win for him. Um, Hopefully, he can be one of the finalists in the match. It was a great match, but we will see. I honestly, because we know that Gunther is going in and Jey Uso keeps continuing in this damn tournament, I hope, I really hope Penta continues. I hope Carmelo continues. I hope it's them near the end. I really do. But if you don't know, recently Penta just did a promo last night for AAA against Dominic Mysterio, him and Ray Phoenix. So eventually Dominic is going to have a feud, at least in AAA, between Dominic Penta and Ray Phoenix. So I don't know if he's going to continue in the tournament anytime soon, or he may get screwed by Dominic. Penta actually felt a good win with him since they keep giving him so many losses. Yeah. Well, it felt good, but I think he's going to get a loss soon. I just don't know when. So, talking about the tournament, Sheamus was stated that he's been out with shoulder injury, with people rumoring that it will be Joe Henry, which I can tell you right now it's not true, because at the end of the day, it's going to be The Miz. The Miz, they already announced it in the pre-recording, so that's been broken. So, oh well. Which means you already know that between Uso and Rusev, the match, they also, because you already know Uso faced The Miz as the replacement of Sheamus, you already know for Monday, Uso and Rusev, Uso's going to beat Rusev. So it's annoying. It is what it is. I am hoping, because the Carmelo Hayes and Reed's match, Cody Rhodes' team interfered in that match, whatever Uso's final match is, obviously not next Saturday and next Friday, but the eventual match that he has for the semifinals, he gets dethroned. Oh, sorry. So the Miz, sorry, I made a mistake. The Miz takes on LA Knight. I messed up the bracket, even though the bracket's right in front of me. The Miz faces LA Knight, and LA Knight wins. So LA Knight is facing, I think, Uso or Rusev. Chances are it's Uso, unless Division messes up the Usos match next week. It should happen next week. Allow Rusev to continue. Have Rusev versus LA Knight. And then hopefully it's Penta versus Carmelo. But next week, Carmelo and Gunther are going against each other. I am praying for Hayes. I'm praying for you, Carmelo. I really am. So hopefully you win, but we will see. Because Gunther is hard to beat. Yeah, Penta is facing Solo Sikoa. So hopefully he wins, but we will see. With this whole storyline with the Survivor Series, maybe there is a chance that Penta will win. We will see. Solo Sikoa doesn't need it. Penta needs it. Penta needs it. But then, if Penta gets it, that means Gunther should win, or maybe Hayes win and then Solo Sikoa. I don't know. I think Hayes is going to bury Hayes. He's going to bury himself. LA Knight's definitely going to be a finalist. I really hope he's one of the finalists. Maybe it is LA Knight versus Cena, but I think it should be a younger talent facing Cena. It's either Hayes. It should definitely be Hayes, but I will be okay if Penta goes against him. But hopefully it's just Penta and LA Knight. I don't know at this point. Anyway, the next segment is with Rhea Ripley and the rest of her WarGames team announcing their final team members. So Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, Alexa, and Io Sky come out to the ring and they talk about their differences, how they were able to clear out their differences, and that their team is united, and they announce who their final WarGames member is going to be. WarGames and whatever. And obviously, based on, if you didn't watch Raw and you didn't see it coming, it's AJ Lee. AJ Lee shows up, her music hits, they're all excited. And as she comes out, it becomes a huge moment. But you see, as she comes out, the crowd expected it too. But it was obviously, here comes, I guess I'll call it Nia Jax's team attacking their team. And I took a screenshot of this image because I thought it was interesting that all of them in her team were watching AJ Lee coming out. But you see in the corner, Alexa Bliss slightly turned. Now you can't tell me based on that head turn that she can't see Asuka about to attack Io Sky. You can't tell me that. So maybe there's a heel turn happening in this team in the future. I think at least one of the heel teams is winning War Games this year. It's either the women's or the men's. But if I would like both of them to, or both heel teams to win, because last year I believe both of the faces team won. It's about time the heel teams win. They should get their moment, and it's probably going to happen due to a turn. And based on this picture, it could be her. So it would be nice to see Alexa Bliss become a heel, because then Alexa can go against face talent. One specific talent that could be is her against Stephanie Becker after this Nikki Bella versus Stephanie finishes. But then, like I said, they get attacked. Becky, you see AJ Lee run in as she sees them getting attacked, but hilariously, as she comes in, you see Becky come out of nowhere and slams into her like a damn truck and takes AJ Lee down, beating her down, and the rest of her Nia Jax's team taking her down, and then you see the unification of their fifth member, Becky Lynch. So you have Becky Lynch joining Nia Jax's team, probably officially becoming Becky Lynch's team or Becky Hogan's team, going against now I'm assuming AJ Lee's team. So you have those 5-on-5 women's team set up for War Games. So that pretty much ended the show. Pretty good show. Amazing build up for the War Games. It probably could have been a better build up for AJ Lee's part and Becky Lynch, but they always do that. Usually one of the members is just out of left field. And these are the two, AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, are out of left field. So we will see how this does, but it's good that they are properly building this up. The tournament is going okay, but now with the whole Miz thing, I don't know. We will see, but we will see down the road. So let me know in the comments what you thought of SmackDown. Who you think's going to win War Games? Do you think Carmelo or Penta could be for the tournament, or will it be someone else? And is AJ Lee on the right track and right pick? Is AJ Lee the right pick for Team Rhea, or should they have gone with something else? Hit the like and smash the subscribe button. And this has been another Tea Drop, where the spill the truth, celebrate the chaos, and absolutely no soft behavior.